Russian lawmakers moved forward on a treaty to annex Crimea on Thursday. That sparked an economic tit-for-tat between the United States and Russia. The Russian Foreign Ministry responded within minutes after the U.S. announced tougher sanctions for Russia's moves in the Crimean peninsula. CCTV's Jim Spellman has been following these developments. He joins us now with more on all of this. Jim.
Mike, the short-term goal of the sanctions is to prevent a Russian incursion into southern or eastern Ukraine by putting pressure on President Putin and his inner circle.
In Washington, a hastily arranged announcement from President Obama.
We're imposing sanctions on more senior officials of the Russian government. In addition, we are today sanctioning a number of other individuals with substantial resources and influence who provide material support to the Russian leadership.
The sanctions target 16 government officials, including President Putin's chief of staff, 4 members of President Putin's inner circle, and 1 Russian bank. The sanctions freeze Russian assets held in the U.S. and bars those on the list from traveling to the U.S. or doing business in U.S. dollars. Russia in turn responded by banning 9 high-profile U.S. lawmakers and White House officials from traveling to Russia. U.S. officials mocked the ban.
I am personally, of course, disappointed I won't be able to vacation with Ben Rhodes and Dan Pfeiffer in Russia, but perhaps we'll wait on that for future.
Speaking in the Russian Duma, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov called the unilateral U.S. sanctions illegal.
It's absolutely void from a legal point of view and simply unacceptable from a moral point of view.
And Russia is now threatening to revisit its participation in multinational Iranian nuclear talks if tensions with the U.S. continue. President Obama said it's not too late to reset relations.
Russia still has a different path available, one that de-escalates the situation and one that involves Russia pursuing a diplomatic solution with the government in Kiev, with the support of the international community.
But Russia shows no sign of choosing that path, and the U.S. shows no sign of giving up on sanctions.
Within just the last hour, the EU has announced a new round of sanctions against 12 Russians, bringing the total number of Russian citizens facing U.S. sanctions to 33. Earlier today, President Obama also signed an executive order allowing much broader sanctions if Russia does move into eastern or southern Ukraine. Those potential sanctions would target some major sectors of the Russian economy, including energy, mining, defense, and engineering. These sanctions would have a much bigger impact on the Russian economy, but this would be a risky move as it would have the potential to majorly impact the global economy, especially there in Russia, in Europe, Mike.
And Jim, the Obama administration, it's really kind of a limited tool chest, isn't it? I mean, they've pretty much taken any kind of military action off the table, haven't they?
They have, and they've consistently said that. Today, after the president spoke, some senior U.S. administration officials held a conference call for reporters, and they laid out their strategy. And one of their big fears is that if Russia does move into the Ukraine, southern or eastern Ukraine, and that leads to a shooting war between Russia and Ukraine, they fear then that the U.S. would have no choice but to get involved. They really don't want that. There's been no appetite for any kind of direct military intervention in Ukraine, and that echoes the Obama administration's approach in Syria, in Egypt, in Libya. It's consistent with their approach.
It's a very consistent approach. Thanks so much, Jim Spellman. Appreciate it.